Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful people from all around the world, bars, you are watching the Ramonepreston Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do me a quick favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to tag Lolly Dolly, I mean everybody, and let them know your boy, Ramonepreston, my squad, we are all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day, the Wednesday that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing. We are glad in it. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, August the 16th, 2023. And you are watching the Ramonepreston Show. We are live right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. Please, if you would be so kind, put in the comments to let me know what city you're watching me from. I want to say thank you to all of you that continue to follow us, watch the show, engage. I just got off the phone with someone and they were just telling me how much they appreciate the show and the information that we provide on a day-to-day basis, whether it's about ministry, whether it's about business, whether it's about family, relationships, life. Most of the times when you see me on a live show and or when you see video content that we put out, it's centered around business, finance, entrepreneurship, and things that could really help you grow in your finances. One of the reasons why, even though I'm a preacher, even though I'm a husband of 20 years, even though I'm a grandfather, even though I'm a community leader, even though I have a nonprofit organization and I have certain programs that we provide for prison ministries, nursing home ministries, we have all types of outreach programs that we do. Even though I do a whole lot of everything, I primarily use the Ramonepreston Show Monday through Friday to talk about business, entrepreneurship. One of the reasons why is because it took me a long time to get to a place to where I was able to have the financial freedom I needed to do the things I wanted to do in my community and to do the things I wanted to do for my church and for my family. And once I obtained financial freedom, once I obtained what some may consider to be success in my personal, professional, and financial life, I knew that my next assignment wasn't just to stand behind a pulpit. I knew that my next assignment was to educate masses of people on financial freedom, on business ownership, and on things that directly relate to you creating a legacy for you and for your family. So again, I want to say welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, we show up here on the Ramonepreston Show to give you game, to give you information, to show you what you can do to really scale your business to six figures and beyond. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking for creative ways to scale your business, to make enough money so that you can take care of you and your family, be a blessing to people, I share a lot of information with you. Today, I really wanted to address the state of entrepreneurship, all right? It's like a entrepreneurial state of the union address, okay? I want to address the state of entrepreneurship. And I want to share some statistics with you. I want to share some very practical strategies with you so that if you really want to end this year strong, if you want to see a surge in your revenue, if you really want to get in the game and win, guess what? There's some things that you're going to have to be willing to do, okay? I'm a straight shooter, so I don't cut corners with people. I don't tap dance around things that need to be addressed. I'm going to give it to you 100. I ain't playing no games with you, because if you soft in this entrepreneurial world, you gonna get crushed. If you weak, you gonna get annihilated. If you ain't got the backbone to put up, but you still talking like you ready to do it, but you ain't got the backbone to do it, you ain't gonna make it. But if you're willing to learn, to educate yourself, to train, to put in the reps, and to really do your due diligence as an entrepreneur, you can build a successful business. I'm living proof of that, okay? So with that being said, I really want to address the state of entrepreneurship. So when I say the state of entrepreneurship, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about where we are today, where we are in the world today with entrepreneurship. Let me say this. Number one, entrepreneurship always changes. And so when we talk about being entrepreneurs, we're talking about being people who are willing to take risks, people who are willing to get out here in the marketplace and make something happen. Entrepreneurship ain't for the faint of heart. And just because you got some good idea, just because you want to get the bag and you want to be free and you don't want to work for nobody and you want to do what you want to do, just because you feel like there's something God put inside of you that you can use to be great, none of that means anything. If you ain't willing to learn, put in the reps, and put some work and effort behind what you learn and put reps in, you ain't going to see it happen, okay? And so when it comes to the state of entrepreneurship, I think entrepreneurship is like one of the eighth wonders of the world, really, because entrepreneurship gives you the ability to not just make money and to create freedom for yourself, but entrepreneurship gives you the ability to make an impact in the world and help a lot of people. Like if you look at almost everything that exists in today's world, whether it's the Amazons of the world, whether it's the Facebooks, the Twitters or X's, or the YouTubes of the world, whether it's the Ubers of the world. I mean, if you look at almost everything that exists in the world today, guess where it started with? It started with an entrepreneur. It started with someone who was willing to roll up their sleeves and say, you know what? There's gotta be a better way to do this. Or there's gotta be something that I can come up with to fix this problem. That's entrepreneurship. So just out the gate, right in the beginning of today's show, I wanna say regarding the state of entrepreneurship, we are in good hands when we have entrepreneurs who are showing up every day in the marketplace, willing to give the world what they have. All right? I truly believe that. Now, here's the dark side to the state of entrepreneurship. Because we are in a very technological age, all right, where we have artificial intelligence, we have automated systems and processes, we have platforms that do a lot of stuff, we have other countries that people are outsourcing services and even products and goods from. What happens to the everyday entrepreneur is it gets harder. This is the dark side of the state of entrepreneurship. It ain't easy for you. And let me just bring it right down your row where you at right now. If you are an entrepreneur and if you wake up every day and you make a living by providing a product or providing a service to people, you are, my friend, an entrepreneur. And you know, like other people probably don't know who are not entrepreneurs, you know, and I'm saying this directly to you, you know how hard it is to make money, to generate revenue, and to continue to repeat that every day, every week, every month. You're always on the edge. You always feel this discomfort and this level of stress and anxiety because you don't want it to stop. You don't want to wake up one day and the bottom falls out, because most entrepreneurs don't have the security, they don't have the financial resources, especially if you're scrapping out every day. So there's a bright side to entrepreneurship or to the state of entrepreneurship, and there's a dark side. Okay, so the bright side to the state of entrepreneurship is this. Like, we're in the greatest time for entrepreneurs ever. Like, there's no greater time to be an entrepreneur than now. But unfortunately, the dark side to the state of entrepreneurship is, you know what? It's hard out here for an entrepreneur. Like, it ain't easy, and the stuff that's happening every day in the marketplace ain't making it no easier. So I talk to entrepreneurs just about every day. This is what I do for a living. I provide consulting and coaching and education to entrepreneurs. That's what my business is built around. So I talk to you and people like you every day, and I know how hard it is for you to have to wake up every day and figure out, how can I go out here and make a couple dollars, generate some revenue to keep my company or to keep my organization going. That's the dark side to the state of entrepreneurship. But if you weigh the good and the bad, it balances out to still be justifiable enough for you to become an entrepreneur, all right? But here's the thing. If you are going to be successful as an entrepreneur, if you're going to measure your success not just by the impact you're making, but by the amount of revenue you can generate so that you can pay yourself and take care of your family and pay staff and employees and be a blessing to your church and to your community and to your tribe and to other people. If you plan on doing that, you gotta get information, but you gotta complement that information with implementation. And that means you're gonna have to like roll up your sleeves, especially in today's world, with where we are in entrepreneurship today. You're gonna have to roll up your sleeve, and you're gonna have to be willing to put a whole lot more time in educating yourself, a whole lot more time in implementing and executing these strategies at the highest level, and almost putting yourself in a mental position to believe that your life depends on you making the next move. Your family's security depends on you making the next move. And you got to be willing to go, and you got to be willing to go hard. I mean, you got to be willing to go hard. One of the greatest blessings that I've recently had, I just want to share this as a side note before I get into some lessons. One of the greatest blessings that I just recently had was the blessing of launching a new business venture, okay? So 16 days ago, on August the 1st, we officially launched a new business venture called RP Capital, all right? This is like the segue into the future for my organization, RP Capital. It's a real estate investment and asset management firm that we wholly own and control. So that means we ain't doing deals through other people. We're not looking for acquisitions and partnerships, through other people. These are things that we're doing directly through our company that we can own, we can control. And what that ownership and control does for us is it gives us an opportunity to bring people like you along for the ride. It gives us an opportunity to show you the ins and outs and allow you to get in on the opportunities that we find and the opportunities that we create, not just in real estate, because investing in asset management is not just about real estate acquisitions. It's about business acquisitions. It's about asset acquisitions. And we want to start pooling our resources together as a company first so that we can duplicate that as a community so that you all can see what every other community sees. Like these big, large corporations, these sovereign funds, these conglomerates on Wall Street, they all implement the same principles and concepts that I'm sharing with you. All right. So again, I'm addressing the state of entrepreneurship because I want to heighten your awareness on how important it is, if you're an entrepreneur, for you to get them heels clicking. All right. That's what my daddy used to say. Get them heels clicking in. Get the going. Don't drag this thing out. Don't keep procrastinating. Don't keep putting off for tomorrow what you gotta execute at the highest level today. So here's some entrepreneurial statistics, just in case you're not like, a bookworm like I am. I love to read books. I love to study. I read articles every day. I'm just like a junkie when it comes to information, right? But there are some statistics, some studies, some research that have been done just within the last 8 or 9 months coming into 2023. And it shows that, number one, the number of millionaires are going to double in the next 3 years. So maybe you don't know any of these statistics, okay? But today we have about 22 million millionaires. All right? That's how many millionaires we have in the United States right now. We have roughly 22 million millionaires in the United States of America, okay? It's about 22 million millionaires. Now, what's important about this number here, 22 million millionaires in the U.S., what's important about this number, or one of the most important things about this number, is that a lot of these millionaires, who do you think they are? And I ain't talking about like white, black, because I know somebody might be funny and be like, yeah, they white or Jewish. I don't know. But most of these people, these 22 million millionaires in the United States of America, most of them, and maybe you can fact check me, and maybe you find out most of them are not entrepreneurs. I can tell you now, you can catch me on a word, and I might not have to use most, but many of these 22 million millionaires in the U.S. are entrepreneurs. That means many of the millionaires today that exist in the United States of America wake up every day. They run businesses, they run organizations, they have products that they sell, services that they provide, and they're waking up trying to figure out how to go out there and make more money, generate more revenue, do more good, help more people. They're doing the same thing all y'all that's watching me doing if you entrepreneurs. If you're a self-employee, if you are an independent contractor, if you got a job but you got a side hustle, it don't matter what you word it, you still an entrepreneur, okay? And out of the 22 million millionaires in the USA today, a lot of them, if not most of them, are entrepreneurs. They're just like you and I, okay? Now, statistically, it is expected to double in the next 3 years. I'm just giving y'all some stats. So experts are suggesting and predicting that within the next 3 years, between 2023 and 2026, we're going to go from about 22 million millionaires to probably 44 million millionaires. So what's going to happen? If we go from 22 million millionaires in the USA, and most of these millionaires today are entrepreneurs, and 3 years from now, if I'm on a live talking and we have about 44 million millionaires in the US today, what does that mean? That means the state of entrepreneurship, number one, is still existing. It's still alive, it's still thriving, it's still growing. And what it means is there are more entrepreneurs who are millionaires. All right? Now, the thing that I want you to start paying attention to is, what are the 22 million millionaires who are mostly made up of entrepreneurs doing? What are the 44 million people who are going to be millionaires, most of whom are entrepreneurs, what are they going to be doing in the next 3 years so that they can get on this list? I personally think what they are doing, most of these millionaires today, and the ones who are going to become millionaires in the next 3 years that are entrepreneurs, I think most of them are capitalizing on and leveraging business concepts that most people like you might not even know about, or if you know about, you're not willing to learn and start implementing and executing in your life. So I repeat this almost every day because I've seen what it does for me. I see how it has helped my business and how it has given me the ultimate leverage to continue to grow. And I say this over and over and over and over again. what are most of these millionaires doing that other people who are doing business or running companies or who are entrepreneurs in the marketplace are not doing? Because you got only 22 million millionaires in the United States today. Only 22 million. Okay? And a lot of these 22 million are entrepreneurs. And in the next 3 years, that number is going to double to 44 million. And most of those 44 million are going to be entrepreneurs. So the state of entrepreneurship is thriving. It's growing. It's expanding. But what are they doing? What concepts are they using? What principles are they putting into practice that you and I are missing out on? I'm not going to say you and I, because I'm around a lot of these people. And I put myself in rooms and in groups and in mentorship communities to rub shoulders with these people. And I see the things that I've used to even be able to get in those rooms are things that they are using and things that they are advancing on every day. So that means you can't keep doing business today like you did earlier this year. You can't do business as an entrepreneur tomorrow like you did last year. You got to continue to keep advancing and elevating yourself, not just as someone who's waking up trying to sell a product or provide a service, but as someone who wants to build a successful organization, who wants to grow as a person, and who wants to move into the future like everybody else who's winning is moving into the future. If what I'm saying to you is making sense, if it's resonating with you, could you please give me some feedback into the comments to let me know, bruh, I'm with you. I hear you. I feel you. I got to get my heels to clicking. I got to put some fire up under my butt. I got to make it happen because I've been dragging. I've been lagging. I've been procrastinating. I've been waiting for an opportunity instead of getting up, creating opportunities. I need to know what I need to do. And again, here are the same concepts I teach my students, the same concepts I teach my clients and mentees, the same concepts that I use. And even though I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, me and my wife, we've been working as entrepreneurs full-time for 20 years. I'll be the first one to tell you, these principles and concepts that I talk about so much and run my mouth about so much are not principles and concepts that I knew 20 years ago. These are not things that I understood fully. It's taken me a lot of time to figure out, like, what are the rich doing? What are the wealthy doing? What are these major corporations doing? What are these groups doing? I had to take time to study that and to research that and to figure out, how can I squeeze enough information from my observations to come up and to conclude with a strategy that could work for somebody who's just scrapping, who ain't got a whole lot of money, ain't got a whole lot of credit, don't know a whole lot of people, can't afford to be in certain rooms. I had to figure that thing out. Like, what can I do to really grind this thing out? And how can I make it more effective and more efficient? All right. And so I think the current state of entrepreneurship demands that you learn concepts like the holding company concept. I really do. I just don't see how you're going to get around not running your business like a holding company. I don't see how. I mean, you can do it. You can be successful, but I think if you lack resources, if you lack a lot of working capital, a lot of funding, if you lack having the right people on your team, if you don't have all those assets today and you're like a solopreneur, maybe it's one or two people that's helping you from time to time, or you got a virtual assistant. Like, if you're limited in what you do as an entrepreneur when it comes to your business, then you need to structure your business in a way that you can get maximum value out of it. Okay. And this is why I talk so much about the holding company concept, because instead of you having an operating business that you run, You need to have a holding company and let your holding company run your operating business. If for nothing else, you need to do this for the development of yourself, not just as a business operator, but also as a CEO and as an asset manager. Because when people hear me talk about the holding company, what they're not understanding is I'm not just talking about you setting up a business structure so that you can say you own 2 separate LLCs, or for you to say, oh, I own LLC number 1 and my LLC number 1 owns LLC number 2. Structurally, okay, that makes sense. But when it comes to the operation, okay, operationally, it's about you creating a business structure that, number 1, keeps you, this is supposed to be you here, keeps you at the top of the mountain of this organization and gives you the ability to start developing yourself, not just as a business operator. Because if you're still trying to make money selling products and services like we all are, okay, I wake up every day, even though I have this structure, I still wake up every day and come into my office to operate my business. Even though I got staff, I got people who are employees, I still got to wake up and get on the phone and make a sale and do a deal and negotiate a contract and try to call people and email people. I still work, so I'm operating, and I'm willing to do that because I want my team to see me doing it. And guess what? I just love the game, baby. I love the game, baby. Some of y'all know what I'm saying. Even if I didn't have to do it, I'm like, man, I love the game, dog. I just want to get in the game, baby. I just love the game. I love the game. Some of y'all like me, you just love the game. You love the game of entrepreneurship. I know I do. I don't want to just be at the top of the mountain doing nothing, twiddling my thumbs, going into boardrooms, even though I can dress to impress, but I love the game. I want to get on the phone. I want to talk to people. I want to negotiate contracts. I want to do deals. I want to close. I want to walk through the sales process. I want to market and show up on this show. I love the game. That's what the operator is. So again, when I put this holding company structure together and I understand the concepts behind it, number 1, I have the ability to stay on top of the mountain, but I also have the ability to keep developing myself as an operator. Why? Because I want to be current with the state of entrepreneurship. Do you understand me? I want to be current. I do not want to operate my business today like I did 5 years ago. I want to understand the current state of entrepreneurship. How does that look in a business in August of 2023? Not how it looked in January of 2023. And see, some of y'all, you moving so slow, you still running your doggone business today like you did in January. You done already missed it. You know how many things have changed between January 1 and today? And if you still doing the same stuff, like if you are anywhere in my community, if you get emails from me or if we call you and send you text messages and mass information, you will see I'm always changing things. I'm always pivoting. I just told my coaching mentees how we're changing our coaching program. I'm pivoting. I'm not finna stay stuck. So that's a part of me being a better operator, knowing how my business needs to operate, not just hoping that my business makes money, hoping that I win, hoping that somehow God open a door for me. I'm praying and hoping for that stuff, but while I'm waiting, I'm finna work. You understand what I'm saying? I'm finna grind. I'm finna make something happen. I'm gonna be current with the state of entrepreneurship. I am not gonna let this pass me up. I am not gonna let this season pass by and I don't get mine for me and mine. I'm not letting that happen. So this structure gives me the ability to develop more as an operator. It gives you the ability to develop more as a CEO. Most people who have companies, LLCs or nonprofits who call themselves CEOs don't even know what a doggone CEO supposed to be doing. Most people don't even know what a CEO supposed to do. And they call themselves CEOs. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but maybe I am trying to make you feel bad so that you can do better. Okay? So when you have the right business structure using concepts like the holding company concept, number one, you're able to develop yourself as an operator because you still got to run your business. All right? You're able to develop better as a CEO because the current state of entrepreneurship demands that you operate as a CEO different than you did a year ago. You gotta move differently. Do y'all notice like a lot of these larger corporations that are on like the stock exchange that are public companies? You see how they'll switch out CEOs every couple years because the CEO might be current today, but might not move with the wave tomorrow. So the shareholders come together and say, listen, we losing value. And it falls on the CEO because they stuck trying to operate the organization, but they're not forecasting into the future. They're not growing. They ain't getting in different rooms. They ain't rubbing shoulders with people who moving and shaking. You got to develop that. And then I think the current state of entrepreneurship, it encourages structures like this because I think in a very subliminal way, if you understand what I'm saying, in a very sneaky way, I think the current state of entrepreneurship is really demanding that small business owners become better at asset management. I really think that's what's happening. And so many entrepreneurs are missing this one thing right here. So many. I wish I had all day to talk about this here. But so many entrepreneurs who run small businesses, they may be operators at best, and some of them are horrible operators because they don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to get in communities and groups and be around people who make them feel bad about their laziness or their lack of whatever, and so they stay stuck, okay? Some entrepreneurs get to a point to where they start growing as CEOs. They realize that, wow, I got to deploy. I have to delegate. I got to hire people. I gotta let some things go, and I got to get people to help me, right? But the asset management part of this whole deal is like the game changer. Think about the business that you're in right now, because I think about this every day. Think about the business that you run right now, okay? Think about your main operating business that sells products or provides a service. Think about that business. Now think about if you were an asset manager and you had the responsibility to go into the marketplace to find businesses like yours that are failing, that are about to close, that are behind, that can't catch up and keep up with the current state of entrepreneurship. Think about if you had the responsibility and the resources to acquire those businesses. Think about that. Think about how quick you could grow your business if you bought like 3 or 4 businesses similar to yours and added them to your business portfolio through an acquisition. But how are you going to even think like that if you're not putting yourself in that mindset? If you ain't learning that. You get what I'm saying? This is powerful, y'all, what I'm saying. And you could sit back and listen to people like me and watch people like me. Because I'm not the next best thing since sliced bread. I'm definitely not the most successful entrepreneur in the circle of entrepreneurs that I'm around. But guess what? I'm in the game though. I told you earlier, I love the game, baby. I'm in the game, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the game. At least I'm playing the game because I understand the current state of entrepreneurship. It demands me to get better as an operator. It demands that. It demands that I show up here and put pressure on the marketplace so that me and my staff can make money, provide services, help people, and do what we supposed to be doing. It demands that I be a better CEO, that I take full responsibility if I'm not doing my job in the marketplace. I take full responsibility if we're not giving people the products and the services and the programs that we have, that we know work. I take full responsibility for that. And it demands that I learn how to go into the marketplace and acquire assets that might be liabilities for other people. That's what it demands. But I'm not going to do that if I ain't got the right understanding, the right information of that structure. So when we talk about the state of entrepreneurship, again, it's demanding this stuff. It's demanding that you put yourself in a position or put yourself at play so that you can get, number one, the right information so that you can activate the right implementation. So I heard somebody say the other day, implementation is more important than information. Implementation is more important than information. But if you have the right information and you activate that information with implementation, guess what's going to happen? You are going to see positive results in your business, in your organization, in your finances. So here's what I want to do, because I have a long afternoon ahead. Here's what I want to do. Just in case you haven't heard the special announcement that I've been making, on Labor Day weekend, Saturday, September the 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting a business boot camp. It's going to be a one-day virtual deep dive, all right? So from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 2nd, I'm going to be right in front of this whiteboard on a virtual private portal where you can join me live, you can ask questions, and you can be a part of this one-day deep dive that I'm going to do. Now, there are several topics that I'm going to be covering because I think the state of entrepreneurship is demanding that the entrepreneur, the independent contractor, the small business owner, I think this state of entrepreneurship is demanding that you start pivoting into more sophisticated concepts to put to practice. But that means you're going to have to get information. That means you're going to have to figure out how to implement that information. So during this live virtual boot camp, I'm going to be teaching you and deep diving into holding companies. That's going to be one of the main topics that we discuss, holding companies. So I'm going to literally show you how to start and structure them, how to file and form the paperwork, what language you need to use when obtaining your holding company or operating LLC with your EIN, with your articles of organization, how to draft your operating agreement, how to build out your divisions. How do you know if something you're doing is a division of a company or is it a subsidiary? Should you start a whole new LLC? We're going to cover all that. I'll be answering all your questions. We're going to do a deep dive on holding companies. We're also going to deep dive into asset management. So I want to show you what I've done, like exactly what I've done to produce an asset management company under my umbrella. And I'm not just talking about in real estate. I'm not just talking about asset management of other businesses, even though two of those are two of the many assets that you will accumulate. But more importantly, my deep dive into asset management is to show you as a business operator and as a business CEO, you need to incorporate asset management to your day-to-day business activities so that you can start identifying with things that can be assets to your company. And then when you identify with them, I want to show you, how do you accumulate them? How do you integrate them to make them work? Like, for example, if this was an asset and you identify with it as an asset, how do you take this and make this thing work for your business? You want to accumulate assets. You want to integrate them into your business because they will increase your net worth. They will increase your market value, your market position, your revenue. They will increase your enterprise value. This is going to be very, very important for today's entrepreneur. The state of entrepreneurship really demands you to know this, all right? So we're going to do a deep dive on asset management. We're also going to do a deep dive on creative tax strategies, okay? And so what that means is I'm going to show you from an entrepreneur's perspective, what do you need to do every day to track your income and expenses, to track your cash collected, to be able to forecast into the next quarter on how much activity financially you need in order to cover the cost of what it is that you're doing. Like if you understood financial accounting the way I do and a lot of successful entrepreneurs do, you can probably start predicting how to move forward in your business because you have your mind wrapped around the basics of financial accounting. And so once you do start making money, the next problem you're going to have, if you ain't got it before you start making money, is going to be a tax problem. And a lot of clients and mentees that I've worked with, a lot of them have already told me when I sat down with them initially that they didn't get a lot of that information from CPAs. And I'm like, yeah, but the CPAs are not always like teachers. So a CPA typically does their job. It's not like they're educating you throughout the year. It's not like they're going to run your whole business. They're going to do their part and they're going to make sure that you do your part. That's what they're going to do. So we're going to do a deep dive on creative tax strategies, but we're also going to do a deep dive on organizational or operational systems, okay? So that means I'm going to show you how to put together a general operating system. Most entrepreneurs don't know what a general operating system is. So for example, there are like 5 main operational systems in every business. You got your executive operational system. This is for you as a CEO, your suite. You got administration. That could be like IT, back office, paperwork. It could be account receivables. It could be a lot of stuff, right? You have financial. That's your financial tracking, income and expenses, profit and loss. You have sales. That's generating revenue, top line profits, and marketing. So those are like the top 5. Well, most solopreneurs got to do all 5. You got to wake up every day and you got to switch hats. So having a general operating system put together that makes those 5 things kind of work efficiently, it makes your life better, okay? So I'm going to be doing a deep dive on Saturday, September the 2nd, during this virtual boot camp. It's going to be a 6-hour deep dive from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. These are the main areas we're going to cover, right? So that you can understand why these are imperative for you to have information on and for you to be using as an entrepreneur if you're going to win big in today's world, okay? And so we are extending an offer for you to join me. I want to give you a VIP ticket to this event, but what I've done was, well, my team and I got to give my team some credit as well. We put together a business boot camp bundle. So we put together this bundle, and this bundle includes the VIP ticket to the 1-day boot camp, but it also includes 1 year unlimited access to 4 training programs on all of these. So we have a holding company program. It's a whole program with courses, documents, forms, everything you need, and a startup kit for holding companies. It includes a course on asset management. It includes a course on creative tax strategies and corporate systems and processes. So this is the business boot camp bundle. It's a very, very special offer because I don't think I've ever offered anything for $97 with that much information. So for $97, we're giving you a VIP ticket to the live boot camp, the virtual event, on September the 2nd. But we're also giving you 1 year unlimited access to 4 courses that you're able to start training on today. So literally, you can text the word bootcamp to this number. You can pay the $97 today and get instant access to all 4 of these training programs. So by the time you join me for the live bootcamp, you are already ahead of the game. And I promise you, ain't no way in this world you're going to go through these courses and come to that boot camp and not be like a master at these concepts that will literally change how you do business. I want you to be a successful business owner because I know how hard it was for me and my wife 20 years ago when we started as a 2-person team. And a lot of this stuff we didn't understand. We didn't know. And the journey we had to go on to get to where we at, man, it does my heart well when I can help entrepreneurs along the way. So all you have to do is text the word bootcamp to 678-276-8253 for $97. You get my entire business bootcamp bundle, 1 free VIP ticket to my upcoming virtual bootcamp, that 1-day deep dive, and you get 4 programs, training programs, educational programs. I mean, world-class information you're going to get on holding companies, asset management, creative tax strategies, and organizational or operational systems and processes. You're going to learn so much for $97. You're going to feel like, man, I just cheated Ramon. Like, I feel like I just robbed this man's company because of how much information he's given me for $97. So text the word bootcamp to 678-276-8253. If you are already a student, in our Millionaire Blueprint, if you're already a mentee or a client in one of our coaching or consulting programs, and you would like to attend this 1-day bootcamp, I want you to still reach out to us. I know you already have access to the courses if you're inside of our program, but I want you to reach out to us so that we can work something out to get you a VIP ticket. But if you are not a student or a member in any of our programs, this is an amazing offer. $97, 1 VIP ticket, 4 training courses inside of this business bootcamp bundle. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I look forward to hearing from you. You definitely have to reach out to us by texting bootcamp. You might find a link somewhere on one of our websites or social media platforms, because I know my son, he's our social media manager. He puts a lot of content out. So you may find it, if you browse around, but it's much, much better for you to text bootcamp to this number so that we can process your payment in-house and we can onboard you in-house, and you get welcome, you get instant access. You can start training today and be way ahead of the game by September the 2nd. So love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining the show today. Y'all know we'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here on the Ramon